Hi guys, welcome to Shields Cooking. I thought it was time for a new World's Best episode. And if there's anything you can always wake me up for, it's chocolate. So on today's episode, we're going to make the world's best chocolate chip cookie. So, let's begin. We're going to start with the cookie dough. Start by caramelizing 250 grams of butter on a medium heat. Whisk it every now and then to prevent it from burning. Once caramelized, pour it on a sieve that's laid with a kitchen paper. Now weigh 150 grams of the beurre noisette in a bowl. Then cut a vanilla pod in half and scrape out the seeds. Add this to the beurre noisette together with 150 grams of brown sugar, 40 grams of sugar, 3 grams of flaky salt and 4 grams of baking soda. Now mix this and then add 1 egg, 2 egg yolks and 250 grams of flour. Then knead this into a smooth and nice dough. After that, add 200 grams of dark chocolate and 100 grams of chopped and toasted hazelnuts. Then knead this once more, cover it with plastic foil and let it rest in your fridge overnight. Now we're going to make the vanilla marshmallows. First, soak 30 grams of gelatin in cold water. Then pour 200 grams of water in a saucepan together with 500 grams of sugar. Cut 2 vanilla pods in half and scrape out the seeds. Add this to the sugar. Heat this up till it's 125 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, pour 90 grams of egg white in a stand mixer and start mixing once the sugar is 120 degrees Celsius. When the sugar is 125 degrees Celsius, turn off the heat and squeeze any water out of the gelatin. Then dissolve it in the sugar water. Add this to the fluffy egg whites and continue beating them until they're at room temperature and stiff peaks have formed. Meanwhile, mix 50 grams of cornstarch with 50 grams of icing sugar. Now dust the tray with a thick layer of this powder. When the marshmallow is done, put it in a piping bag fitted with a small round piping nozzle. Now pipe long thin lines on the tray. Also dust the top with the cornstarch powder and let this set for 1 hour. After that, shake the tray a little bit to ensure that everything is covered with the powder so they don't stick to each other. Now cut them in small pieces. Transfer them back onto the tray and dust them once more. Then give it a good mix. After that, transfer it into a sieve and shake it to remove any excess powder. Now keep the marshmallows in an airtight container. You can always give them a little test run with a blowtorch. Then let's start on the toffee. Weigh 230 grams of glucose in a saucepan and also add 250 grams of double cream, 230 grams of sugar, 80 grams of butter, 7 grams of flaky salt and all the empty vanilla pods we used before. Now heat this up till it's 180 degrees Celsius. Once it starts to color, remove the vanilla pods and stir it every now and then to prevent it from burning. When it's 180 degrees Celsius, turn down the heat and add 150 grams of small pieces of fondant. Dissolve this. Now pour it on a tray that's laid with parchment paper. Spread it and let it cool down completely. Once it has cooled down, break it into smaller pieces and transfer it on a kitchen towel. Close it up and beat it a couple of times with a small saucepan. Pour it in a bowl and keep it for later. Now let's make the ganache. Pour 200 grams of double cream in a saucepan together with 20 grams of sugar. Bring this to a boil, and once it's boiling, turn off the heat and add 200 grams of dark chocolate. Mix this with a hand mixer. Then add 40 grams of butter and mix it once more. Pour it in a bowl, cover it with plastic foil and let it cool down completely. After that, put it in a piping bag. Then take the cookie dough and portion it into balls of 60 grams. Bake them at 180 degrees Celsius for 6 minutes. Now take them out of the oven and drop the tray a couple of times on your worktop. Then sprinkle some of the toffee on top and also some flaky salt. Bake this for another 6 minutes. Now we use a baking ring to shape the cookies nice and round. Then press some marshmallows into the cookies and transfer them on a rack to let them cool down completely. After that, pipe the ganache on top. Add some more mini marshmallows and sprinkle some more toffee on top as well. Now finish it off with the toasted hazelnuts. I made 16 beautiful cookies and it cost me €1.20 for each cookie. This is mostly because of the vanilla pods, but you can really taste the difference. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. So please let me know in the comments on what you want to see next and subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, bon appetit!